Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Lydia Lemon's Fruit Inspector. I can't wait to get into this one. This one just is frustrating for me to see so many people who followed these clowns, followed these jokesters, and in 2020 they decide, you know what, I'm gonna have a fake faith crisis, and we're going to find out why it was fake. This is not unfounded. There is plenty of evidence for both Rhett and Link being Bapho worshipers, and surprise, surprise, playing for that team all along. And this is what they do, folks. They will put someone in front of you who is Christian, who is, well, they claim to be Christian, and they will put this charade on for years and years until that they have built up enough of a following that then they get thousands or millions, I'm not sure what their audience reach is, but they will get them to have a faith crisis themselves because their favorite YouTubers or influencers had a faith crisis. And you know what? This is a long game for them. They can do this. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the connections. This is a club, and this club is a very old one. It is in every secret society. Inversion is in every secret society. It is all linked together, no pun intended, because this is a video about Rhett and Link. But if you do not understand that this is just how the world works, these are the tares. This is what Jesus talked about. He said that the tares were literally sown by Satan when he was explaining this parable to the apostles. He said they are the sons, the children of Satan, and they are sown by Satan, and they grow together with the wheat, and we are the wheat. So you may wonder, well, what does it mean to be wheat? Well, are you a believer in Jesus? And are you presenting yourself as the sex you were born as, without any sort of mind to deceive others, and you're not part of a secret society that worships Satan and inverts your children, and you were inverted, and you do it because you want to be part of this club where you have power and notoriety and influence? Then hey, you're wheat and you're going to heaven, and you don't have to worry about it. And a lot of this stuff that Jesus said, and a lot of the condemnation that Jesus was bringing, was upon these people. So hey, you are doing good. If you are not part of this club, congratulations, you are on your way to heaven. And you know, this is very, very sad, but these people are rejecting God. They're rejecting walking in the image of God, and they walk in the image of Baphomet, their god. Yes, this androgynous, disgusting goat creature. By the way, I had heard this and witnessed this when I went to Disney World. The employees are told to point at things with 2 fingers, just like this disgusting creature. Isn't that interesting? We know Disney is deep into the secret societies and Freemason. We don't have to go into that today, but I thought that was interesting to point out. So this is their god, and this is the image that you have to walk in if you want to have those things I mentioned before. And this makes a lot of sense when you think about the Bible and when Jesus was tempted for 40 days and 40 nights. And then the devil, one of the temptations was to bow down and worship him. And he told Jesus he would give him all the nations of the world. You know, Jesus said many times, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? And this is exactly what happens to these people. This is biblical. This is not unfounded. And today I'm going to show you the proof. And the proof is with something called forensic analysis. I have to give credit for the following two slides. This is from, oh, I cannot remember his name. Oh, forgive me if I butcher your name and you ever see this video. Pancho Pete, Son of Man. I believe it's like G2 something. G2, Pancho Pete, Son of Man. Go check him out. Thank you for these slides, Pancho Pete, Son of Man. This will help me do my investigations and explain it and wake people up to this shit. Because this is, man, if this is not the days of Noah and the days of Lot, I don't know what is. But so, forensic analysis is something that you use forensic anthropology to look at the skeleton of a person, and you can determine by looking at their skeleton what gender they are. So if someone commits a crime, this is something that's done with police departments everywhere. If someone commits a crime and they don't know the gender, they will look for footprints. Footprints will tell you. Why? Because there's a certain way a man walks versus a biological female. And you're going to learn that later if you haven't learned this before. There are identifying characteristics between male and female. So God made us very distinctive. And that's one thing that I learned when I started to research this topic. And just go out in my neighborhood and look for people like this. Believe it or not, they are everywhere. And one thing that is extremely defining is their energy. Do they have a male energy or a female energy? Are they sort of feminine and soft and they kind of move in a gentle manner? Or are they just more stoic and hard? And do they sort of stomp and they're not very graceful? You know, all of these things you can really pick up on. And this is very distinctive to each gender. Of course, there are going to be outliers. There's going to be exceptions. But that's what I have found. So stick with me because we are going to go through and find the evidence together about Rhett and Link. Are they presenting as their God-given gender? Well, let's find out. All right, so right away in this little skit of theirs, they've got the Freemasonry colors. And we're going to pause here for a second. Let's take a look at this. You tell me, do they have a male torso or a female torso? To me, from the picture and the indentations right at the middle, right there, that is a female torso. Those are hips. Those are hips. This is science, guys. Only females have that. And notice where the belly button is in relation to the hip indentation on the carrying angle of the elbow joint picture of the biological female. And notice how it's the same. It is in the same position. It's just a little lower than that hip indentation, true to a female, biological female. So there it is. You could see it in all different colors. Now look at the profile of Link. Let's freeze here. So you can see that the jaw on the left side, the female, it matches more than the right side to Link on the male because it is not boxy. It's not as sharp and angular as the male skull. And that is why you'll see a lot of actresses with what many would call a boxy face. All right, well, you got Freemason colors in the back there. And look how little those hands are. So that's just something to note. Okay, yeah, that's not weird. Oh, okay, and then to show them what pregnant, I want you to look at this. Look at the hand signal Rhett throws up here. Right there. The Baphomet sign. Okay, so let's do a skull check on Link. All right, so testing the male skull, testing, 1, 2, 3, making sure that this is all lined up together. Wow, look at that. You can already tell the female skull fits like a charm. Male skull does not fit. Again, on a female, the eyes are lower than on a male. Let's do Rhett, trying to test the male skull here. Now, it is a little tricky with the beard, but I want to show you that it's all in the same spot here, and the skulls are the same size right there. Put the female up to Rhett. Skull is the same position as it was on the male skull, and that fits. That is a perfect fit. So the skulls check out. We have to do the gait next. Let's just do the transparency here, and you can see that in relation to the male skull, the eyes are too low. Great. So let's take a look at the gait. Left is a female running, right is a male running. They are crossing their legs, typical to what a female and how a female would run. And right here is a flamingo pose that Rhett just did. All right, so let's look at them walking. And what I want you to notice here is they try to fake it a little bit, but then they can't help it. It's just too awkward. It's not natural for them, is it? And look at those hips. Look at those hips. And they cross and kind of fake it a little bit, but then can't help it. I'm biologically a female. I cannot help the way I walk. They're trying so hard. But you know what? Ask any man that you know that is biologically born male. Ask them to walk that way. They won't be able to do it without falling over. It is impossible. Look at that little cross in the back. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We've got a little more footage, and then I think we can end this video. All right, just look at the cross. Look at the cross. Okay, you cannot fake it. Very feminine mannerisms. That's just so feminine. That's just so fem. Look at the fem mannerisms. Just like the T-Rex arms. All right, there's the hips again. And look at the shoulders as well. We're just going to do a real quick analysis on this last part because we already have the gait footage. So the shoulders are very sloping. This is not typical of female shoulders. Male shoulders. This is very typical of female shoulders. Now look at the person to the left. I'm guessing an intern or something. Their shoulders were very, very square. All right, so this is Rhett's wife, and did the skull analysis. Which one fits better? Here's Rhett's wife, and this is the gait analysis. So let's see what this is. I should say so-called wife, not probably not from all this evidence. Biologically, probably not truly a female. That's a very straight back. That's the first time I'm noticing that. Very straight back. Women have curves in the back. This person does not. So let's look at the gait. And can I just talk about this blank space right here? Why would you not record this person going all the way up there? Why is there so much blank space? Oh, because you're trying to hide the gate. But you know what? It's still very evident. There's no crossing, and there's going to be no crossing. Look at that. Look at those legs. So straight, space between the legs. This is a male walk. This is a male stance. Wow, not once do you see these legs cross. Not once. All right, this is Link. Let's do the clavicles. This is the male clavicles, as you can see in this picture, versus the female. You be the judge. What do you think you're looking at? There is Rhett with the sloping shoulders. Again, just a better picture of that. Well, that does it for this video. Hey guys, if you liked this content, please consider subscribing, like, and comment. My content is always free. You will know them by their fruits. Stay tuned for the next one. Until then, Jesus bless you.